this this way.
I did, I've been holding it.
You're not through the app?
I don't have the app. They gotta fix it tonight.
It's 4 o'clock.
They're not ready with it though.
Oh, they're not ready over there.
They're still playing with it.
You gotta turn this on once a week.
Call the planning commission meeting for Thursday, April 15th, 2021 to start with roll call.
Mr. Cox?
Here?
Mr. Crompton?
Here.
Mr. Dillon?
Here.
Ms. Rohr?
Here.
Mr. Kella?
Here.
Mr. Rusnellis?
Here. Can I get a motion for the previous minutes?
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Crompton?
Aye.
Ms. Rohr?
Aye.
Mr. Kella?
Aye.
Mr. Rusnellis?
Aye.
Mr. Cox?
Aye.
Mr. Dillon?
Aye.
Moving on to the agenda, citizens to be heard on agenda items. This section is for anyone wanting to speak regarding items listed on the agenda. Anyone speaking on an agenda item is entitled to speak for a maximum of 4 minutes. It's not a question and answer period, and staff and the Plan Commission do not generally respond to public comments. Please note, speakers who engage in conduct injurious to the harmony of the Plan Commission shall be called to order by the presiding officer, may forfeit the opportunity to speak. Is there anyone that would like to speak? Seeing none, moving on to old business, public hearing. First agenda item is PUD 121, final plan unit development of Timber Oaks Unit 3 subdivision. The applicant is Tall Oaks Group LLC by Ed Maddox, the manager. Status of the applicant is owner developer. Requested action is approval of a final plan unit development, a PUD plat. Purpose is to construct a 48-unit apartment development. Existing zoning is R4 multifamily residential. Southeast corner of Timber Ridge Court and the southeast frontage road is the location. Size is 6.1 acres. Existing land use is undeveloped. Surrounding land uses and zoning. To the north is Interstate 55. To the south is multifamily residential R4. To the east is commercial I-1 light industrial. To the west is multifamily residential R4. Site history. The subject site included Lot 1, 2, and 21 in Timber Oaks PUD Unit 2, which was approved and recorded in 2006. The preliminary plan development of Timber Oaks Unit 3 subdivision, the zoning reclassification of the 6 acres at the southwest corner of Timber Ridge Court and the southeast frontage road from B3 and I-1 to R4 low-density multifamily residential zoning, and the vacation of a sanitary sewer, stormwater detention, and drainage utility easements were approved by the City Council January 19th, 2021. This petition was tabled at the February 18th Plan Commission meeting in order to address Joliet Fire Department concerns, and I believe those have all been taken care of. Under special information, the final plan unit development for Timber Oaks subdivision consists of 48 apartment units on 3 lots. The density for the 6.1 acre site is 7.89 dwelling units per acre, which is slightly above the 6 units per acre maximum in the existing R4 zoning district. Staff supports the additional density request as part of the PUD submittal. Final PUD emulates the previously approved preliminary PUD. The developer is proposing to construct 3 2.5-story 16-unit buildings on the subject site. The exterior building material will be a combination of stone, brick, cement board siding, and batten board siding. Main roof pitches are proposed at 1812. Individual rental units will be located on the first and second floors with separate entrances. Each unit will be rented at a market rate of $1,485 per month approximately. The units will be approximately 1,100 square feet and have 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, and their own laundry area. Half of the units will have access to one of the 7 proposed detached garages, which will be constructed of material to match the main buildings. Additional parking and guest parking areas will be provided along the individual driveway areas. All public improvements will be required as per the subdivision regulations and Public Works and Utilities Department. Lot 32 will include the subdivision stormwater management pond, which will be owned and maintained by the association. A 30-foot wide landscaped berm will be established adjacent to the frontage road and Timber Ridge Court. A landscape plan for the berm and building foundations was submitted and is attached here too. A 6-foot solid decorative fence will be installed along the east property line adjacent to the commercial. That will be the future maintenance responsibility of the association. A fire truck circulation and turning plan was prepared by the petitioner and is attached here too. Additional fire hydrants and access onto the frontage road have been added at the request of the Joliet Fire Department. Water and sewer connection fees, school donation fees, and the developer impact fee will be required. Financial plans, marketing plans, and phasing plans have been submitted and are attached. The developer has discussed this development with the Joliet Park District and has finalized a cash donation agreement with them, and there's an attached letter from them saying as such. Should be noted that the developer has met with the adjacent Timber Oaks Association. They have provided a letter of support, which is attached. In addition, the petitioner has sent certified letters to the adjacent homeowners concerning the development, which was a condition of the preliminary PUD ordinance. And you can see the attached letter and the mailing list. And that concludes the staff report.
Thank you, Jim. So now there's a two-way access, right, to get in?
Yes, you can get in, and there's.
Two different ways to get
Yes,
into
you
it,
can,
like there was
there'll
on
be a
the one
right in,
before.
right out on the frontage road, you know, so you can get in and get out that way, and the fire department was satisfied with that.
Okay, and how many more fire hydrants were added, do you know?
3, was it 3 more that got added? 3 more,
Do we have the petitioner on hand?
yeah, petitioners here.
So, sir, you added 3 more hydrants on.
Yes, my name is Edward Maddox from Kipling.
Put your mask on, I can't hear that.
My name is Edward Maddox from Kipling Group.
Yeah.
And yes, we've added 3 additional fire hydrants.
And
You
a
can see,
second
if you look,
entranceway.
if you look at the exhibit, you could see the 3.
I see it on this one right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, just double checking.
Mhm.
Was there any other questions for the commissioners? Is there anybody from the public that wishes to make a comment on this? Seeing none, do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Ms. Rohr,
Aye.
Mr. Kella,
Aye.
Mr. Rosanellis,
Aye.
Mr. Cox,
Aye.
Mr. Crompton,
Aye.
Mr. Dillon.
Aye, thanks for working for the fire department.
Thank you guys very much. Thank you. Thank you.
And that will go with your recommendation for approval to the city council at their second meeting in May, if anybody's interested. Moving on to the next agenda item under new business public hearing. P-121 revised preliminary plat of Center Point Intermodal Center at Joliet Brandon Amendment Subdivision. FP-221 final plat of Center Point Intermodal Center at Joliet Subdivision Phase 24. Z-221 zoning reclassification of 110 acres north of 3501 Brandon Road from ITA Intermodal Terminal to ITC Intermodal Terminal Industrial Park. Under general information, application owners is CenterPoint Joliet Terminal Railroad LLC. The requested action is approval of a preliminary and final plat of subdivision and zoning reclassification. Purpose is to create 13 individual lots for future development. Existing zoning is ITA Intermodal Terminal, and ITC Intermodal Terminal Industrial Park. The location of is northwest of Schweitzer Road and Brandon Roads. Size of the preliminary plat is 46.4 acres. Size of the final plat is 120 acres, and the zoning reclassification includes 110 acres. Existing land use is undeveloped. Surrounding land use and zoning, to the north is industrial IT, to the south is industrial IT, to the east is railroad right-of-way IT, and to the west is industrial IT. So under site history, CenterPoint Joliet Terminal Railroad LLC has petitioned for multiple requests heard and approved by the Plan Commission and the City Council for their CenterPoint Intermodal Center at Joliet development. Most of the property, the intermodal rail yard, was annex zoned IT and approved with an annexation agreement as part of Phase 1 in December 2008. Phase 2, which included all of CenterPoint Holdings at the time, was approved in March 2010. Subsequent phases have been recorded from March 2011 through April 2020. Under special information, the petitioner is requesting approval of the revised preliminary and final plats and zoning reclassification in order to allow the continued industrial development of the CenterPoint Intermodal Center. You can see the attached plats. This is a zoning request from ITA to ITC. will allow a warehouse use that is being proposed for this area. There are no known users for the building at this time. Lots 52 and 53, which are 56 and 58 acres respectively, are proposing to include two 9,900 square foot warehouse facilities. Future lots B and D are buildable lots that are also proposing to include two additional warehouses. Future lot A, which is 13 acres, would likely be utilized for a transportation equipment use. Lot 50 and future lot F, which are adjacent to the railroad right-of-way to the east, will likely include additional berming and landscaping. Lot 51 and future lot E will further establish the new private Brandon Road right-of-way in a 66-foot roadway, drainage, and public utility and drainage easement. Should be noted that the Schweitzer Road intersection at the railroad has been previously vacated by the city and will not connect. Future lot C, which is 98 acres, will incorporate the subdivision's stormwater detention system. The proposed development plans will comply with the existing ITC zoning code and the landscape ordinance. All public improvements will be required as per the subdivision regulations and the requirements of the Public Works and Utilities Departments. Sewer and water connections, sewer surcharge fee, and development impact fees will be required as per the previously approved annexation agreement. And that concludes our staff report.
Thank you, Jim. Do we have the petitioner on hand?
Good afternoon, Chris Spacey on behalf of CenterPoint. I agree with Jim's report. So this is really a down zoning. It's bringing it from the more intense to a less intense, just so it matches the zoning to the south. So now these lots are all zoned the same, the ITC. So we're north of Schweitzer on the west side of Reline Brandon. And Clayton Thurston is here from Geotech if you have any questions about the plats that are before you. And I believe the size of the buildings is 990,000 square feet proposed.
Okay. Thank
And
you.
there's also a representative here, Carmen is here from CenterPoint.
Thank you. Are there any citizens that want to be heard on this? Something to say?
My name is Lou Fiala with Think Car Connection. I'm dead center of the map that they sent me. I just want to make sure that nothing's changing with my little space. Can you go back to the blue and green one? That one there. The highlighted area there
Which
is
one?
mine to the right of Brandon Road, or right of that line.
You're in the white
Yeah.
rectangle.
Yes.
Okay.
I just want to make sure there's nothing changing that I have to be concerned about.
I haven't seen anything. Do you have any?
I can address it.
Hi, Carmen Batalero with CenterPoint, Vice President of Development. Yeah, to answer the question, the access to the property will remain the same. We're not changing the intersection of the roads. The road will in fact get widened. Right now it's about 2 truck lanes wide, and it'll be a 3-lane wide. So really no other implications to the property on the same access as today.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Are there any questions, concerns from the commissioners? Well, can I get a motion for P-1-21, FP-2-21, and Z-2-21?
So moved.
Second?
Roll call?
Mr. Kella?
Aye.
Mr. Cox?
Aye.
Mr. Crompton?
Aye.
Ms. Rohr?
Aye.
Mr. Roosnellis?
Aye.
Mr. Dillon?
Aye.
Moving on with the agenda, next case is P-221, preliminary plat of consolidation of lots 4 and 5 of Rock Run Business Park IDI re-subdivision number 1. The applicant is IDI Logistics, the owners Rock Run 10 LLC. Requested action, approval of preliminary plat of minor subdivision. Purpose is to consolidate 2 industrial lots. Existing zoning is I-1 light industrial and I-2 general industrial. Location is 1515 to 1575 Rock Creek Boulevard. Size is 17.58 acres. Existing land use is industrial. Under surrounding land use and zoning, to the north is commercial B3 and I-1. To the south is commercial I-1. To the east is undeveloped B3. To the west is industrial I-1 and I-2. Under site history, the subject property was annexed and zoned to R4 and B3 in 1973. Was rezoned to I-1, I-2, and B3 with the approval of the preliminary plat of Rock Run Business Park in 1990. The most recent revised preliminary plat was approved in July 1998. Recording plats for units 2, 3, 4, and 5 have previously been approved. Variance from the accessory truck parking area that affects this consolidation was approved by the Zoning Board of Appeals at their meeting in March 2021, due to its location not being directly adjacent to the main building. Special information, the preliminary plat for the proposed minor subdivision will consolidate 2 previously recorded lots into 1 lot. The approval will allow the proposal 79 stall accessory truck parking area to be combined on the same lot with the adjacent 300,000 square feet warehouse building. Public improvements have been provided for as part of a previously recorded unit. All future development is required to adhere to the landscaping and screening ordinance and the development impact fee requirement as per city ordinance and the approved development agreement, and that concludes the staff report.
Thank you, Jim. Do we have the petitioner on here? Up to the mic, please.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Mark Zaprizalko with Jacob and Upner Associates. The applicant I actually couldn't make it today. They were out of town, so I'm kind of attending in their absence.
Did you have anything further you want to add to this at all?
Pretty straightforward site. Parking lot addition or consolidating the two lots. So if you have any questions, I'd be happy to.
Okay. Is there any citizen who want to be heard on this? Seeing none, how about the board members? You got any questions, concerns, discussion? Can I get a motion for P-2-21?
So moved. Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Roosnellis,
Aye.
Mr. Cox.
Aye.
Mr. Crompton.
Aye.
Mr. Kella.
Aye.
Ms. Rohr.
Aye.
Mr. Dillon.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
And this will go to city council the second meeting in May with the recommendation for approval. Moving on to old new business, not for final action or recommendation, we have none. Moving on to public comments, this section is for anyone wanting to speak regarding non-agenda items and are allowed a maximum of 4 minutes. This is not a question and answer period, and staff and the plan commission do not generally respond to public comments. Please note speakers who engage in conduct injurious to the harmony of the plan commission shall be called to order by the presiding officer and may forfeit the opportunity to speak. We do not see anybody here in attendance for that, so I think it's safe to move on to adjournment if you
Motion
so
for
choose.
adjournment?
So moved.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Nice to have it. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
Done.